All right, coming in at number 42 on our organizational value rankings, we are going with a player who unfortunately had last season cut way too short after an impressive start. It's Philippe Daoust with the Belleville Sens.
Yeah, Ross, we were looking at his stats earlier this morning, and I was like, only 9 games played. Like, I completely forgot that he had that terrible shoulder injury that just ended his season. Footy tweeted out the season's over after that, unfortunately for him. And it's really too bad, Ross, because in 9 games, he had 2 goals and 5 assists, like 7 points in 9 games. That's such a hot start for a young centerman, and in a team, even a franchise that was short centerman, so he would have had a chance to have an elevated role. Whereas now, I'm sure, I haven't heard, but I'm sure he's totally ready to go and 100%, and he's going to have a good season. But there's a lot of competition up the middle in this organization now, particularly in Belleville. Like, we did kind of a quick projected roster for Belleville, and Daoust he ends up in the bottom 6, maybe even as a fourth line center, just because of the veteran centers they brought in and paid big minor league dollars to. So we'll see what kind of role he gets here, but maybe he shifts to the wing. That's something we could see. I'm not sure.
Great playmaker. He's a guy who sees the ice really well. He's got a long stick and is able to kind of, dial it in. I think hockey IQ is probably one of his bigger strengths throughout. And we thought we saw his first ever goal in his first ever AHL game when we were in Laval Pilsy. Turns out it got tipped, so he got an assist, and then he never scored again. And that was in the first game of the year. He played 15 games, 5 assists, and I think that they did the right thing by sending him back to St. John in the QMJHL, where the QMJHL, it's the all points league, 47 points in 38 games there. They got bounced in the first round of the playoffs, but they hosted the Memorial Cup where he played a lot better. And that's impressive after 2 months off, right? They had to wait for the whole playoffs to go through. He had 6 points in 4 games at the Memorial Cup, all assists. So noticing a bit of a trend here, big time playmaker. And he's a guy where, he might be on the fourth line, but he's a guy where if a guy gets hurt in the top 6, I feel like his skill set can bounce around. So I'm really intrigued with Philippe Daoust. He's also just 21 years old. He'll be 22 though in November, but he'll start the year as a 21-year-old. And for a 6th round pick, Pilsy, I think that he's showing that slow and steady growth. And obviously the injury held him back a little bit, but still a guy who's got a ton of skill offensively. And I think he could be an interesting piece of the organization moving forward.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in Daoust, that's for sure. And I just hope that he doesn't get too buried in Belleville's lineup, because like some people might be saying, well, Pilsy, you're always talking about bringing veterans in and not having it just a team of prospects. Now I'm complaining about too many veterans and not enough opportunity for prospects. But there's got to be that balance. I mean, unfortunately, injuries do happen, so I'm sure he's going to get those opportunities. But this could be a big year for Daoust, and I hope he gets set up with line mates that can complement his skills.
He's been in our organizational value rankings for all 4 years. He was 55th.
Oh, wow.
Then he was 55th. Then he was 37th after a really strong JHL. And now down 5 spots, he comes in at number 42 on this year's rankings.